Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Wanted to take the time to give my overall thoughts on last night's AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And I also wanted to give another update on the current standings of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of Super Juniors 29 tournament. So, let's go ahead and get started. Hope everybody's been doing well. Hope everybody's been having a happy Memorial Day so far. But anyway, let's start off with this AEW pardon me, Double or Nothing. Took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada last night. Started off with we got a little crowd pleaser from the Acclaim and the Gun Club. Thought it was pretty cool. The buy-in match was a tag team match that had Danhausen and Hook against Smart Mark Sterling and the Premier Athlete Tony Nese. Now, one thing I will say about this match is that I hope for all those that watched, now you have your freaking proof. Yes, Danhausen can wrestle. That's one thing that I've heard so many people ask here and there on Twitter, on Discord. Can Danhausen actually wrestle? Can he actually wrestle? Yes, Danhausen can wrestle. Yes. Danhausen can wrestle. And you just got proof. Anyways, Hook did a lot of the work. Left some scraps for Danhausen and left Danhausen to pretty much finish the job. Even Danhausen was able to put a curse on Smart Mark. But yeah, they both took care of business. Danhausen got the pin, the 1, 2, 3. And yeah, Hookhausen stood tall in the buy-in with a victory over Smart Mark Sterling and the Premier Athlete Tony Nese. So, good stuff. So the actual card kicked off with MJF versus Wardlow. Now, of course, remember the stipulation. If Wardlow wins, he is released from his contract under MJF. And if MJF wins, Wardlow will never be able to sign a deal with AEW. Ever. Now, of course, Wardlow was brought to the ring, handcuffed. MJF tried to play keep away for a while. Even tried to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring, but got busted. Did an eye poke here, and honestly, it was pretty much nearly a squash. It was pretty much nearly a squash. And when it was all said and done, Wardlow finally got his revenge, got his hands on MJF, and not only hit him with 1 powerbomb, 2 powerbombs, 3 powerbombs, actually 10. 10 powerbombs to finish off MJF, get the 1, 2, 3, and Wardlow is your winner. And not only did he win, but he's out of MJF's contract. And he just got word with an interview with Tony Schiavone that Wardlow has become all elite. Officially all elite. And of course, got a big pop from the fans. Was very thankful. Looked like he was going to cry. But yeah, Wardlow's all elite. Now, you know what? I'm just looking forward to see what they do with Wardlow. Like, what's next for Wardlow? You know? He doesn't have to deal with MJF anymore. MJF was actually taken out on a stretcher. And it's got me thinking, you know, what's to become of MJF? Like, I know there was a lot of talks about how, you know, he no-showed at the Fan Fest, which I heard word was a work. And there's also the disappointment with, you know, the contract situation. He wants more money and such. I don't know, y'all. Could this be how they write off MJF and maybe MJF is done with AEW? I mean, that's got to get you thinking. Maybe this is how they write him off. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with Wardlow and what happens with MJF. I mean, is this the last we'll see of MJF? Are they going to get the contract situation addressed? Is he going to have a new deal? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Pardon me. Next up, we have the Young Bucks versus the Hardy Boys. Caprice Coleman was on commentary for this. I gotta be honest with y'all. This was the match that I was the most hyped up about. But it just did not fully deliver like I hope it would. I mean, I think they got a little crazy with some of the spots to the point where some of them felt like botches. Ultimately, I felt like they tried to rush a couple of spots and I mean, this is definitely not their best match against each other, if you ask me. The Bucks and the Hardys, I feel this definitely was not their best match against each other. For sure. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some good moments. But I just felt like it was a little too much. Some parts was just a little too much. But ultimately, the Hardys took advantage of a missed BTE trigger. Brandon Cutler tried to interfere. Didn't do as much as it could have done. And ultimately, the Hardys did get the victory after a twist of fate, swanton combination. Or actually, technically, it was a side effect swanton combo. But, yeah, the Hardys got the victory. But I hope this isn't the last time we see these two teams go at it. Because I really felt like this match had a lot of hype, but it just did not hit the full meter. So, kind of disappointing, but I have hope that this won't be the last time we see these two teams go against each other. Not to mention, they faced each other before anyway. Next up, we had the TBS Championship match. Jade Cargill, who had some showgirls in her entrance. Thought that was kind of interesting. Defended against Anna Jay. Now, of course, this is the second time these two have gone at it. And to be honest, I think their first match was better than this one, in all honesty. And I mean, I don't know, it's just certain parts of this match I just didn't agree with. I mean, Jade taking the crutch shots and getting locked into a Queen Slayer, and it's like, And it looked like she barely sold the crutch shots. So, I mean, just, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I didn't expect Anna Jay to win this. So, I mean, I can't say that I'm really surprised. But Smart Mark, tried to come down, all hurt and everything. And pretty much John Silver of the Dark Order came down to even the odds. But then, out of nowhere, Stokely Hathaway comes down with the distraction. And Jade takes an advantage by hitting an avalanche jaded on Anna Jay to get the 1-2-3 and retain the title. Well, there you have it. Out with Smart Mark, in with Stokely Hathaway. So it looks like Stokely Hathaway is Jade Cargill's new agent. And it's a better fit. It's definitely a better fit for her. Honestly, I wish it could have happened much, much longer ago. But now is the time. But it didn't stop there. The baddies and Jade were going to beat down on Anna Jay some more. Chris Statlander came down to help even the odds. But she wasn't the only one that came down. Enter the fallen goddess Athena, a.k.a. Ember Moon. Enters in, comes to the ring to even the odds. She stands beside Anna Jay and Chris Statlander. So, Athena, ladies and gentlemen, is now all elite. Another piece added to the women's division in AEW. And I must say, Athena definitely will be a threat. She can definitely take that title away from Jade Cargill. So could Chris Statlander. But Athena, keep an eye out. I can't wait to see her debut. All right, next up we had Death Triangle versus the House of Black. And I have to say, this was my favorite match of the entire card. This was my favorite match. And I thought it was a superior match. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was excellent. A lot of great spots. The Brody King Tope Con Hero could have been better, because he did land on the apron, but thankfully he was alright. But I thought the match was excellent. A lot of close calls. A lot of great action. And when it was all said and done, the turn has been complete, and Julia Hart interferes, spewing mist in Pac's face. Rest of the House of Black take advantage. Malachi gets the victory with the fade to black. 1, 2, 3. House of Black wins, and Julia Hart has officially joined the House of Black. So now they have their 4th member, female member. So, it'll be interesting to see what Death Triangle does to counteract. And I know a lot of people were probably thinking Death Triangle was going to win, but you know what? We got to remember, the last time they kind of went at it, Death Triangle got the better of the House of Black. So I think this evens it out. But it'll be interesting to see what Death Triangle does next to counter now that Julia Hart is with the House of Black. She has sealed the deal and is now with the House of Black. Alright. We had the first of 2 Owen Hart Cup Finals matches. We had the men. Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe. Now, of course, Jay Lethal and his goons are banned from ringside. But, I mean, come on now. With Adam Cole in the match, we all knew there was going to be some interference. And sure enough, Bobby Fish interfered, helped turn the tides in the Adam Cole's favor. A couple of super kicks and lowered the boom. And Adam Cole is your men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament winner. Pardon me. So Adam Cole wins for the men. Of course, he was all pimped out in his Owen Hart inspired gear. And then they turn around and had the women's right after this match. So the women's finals was Ruby Soho versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Britt Baker came out with the guitarist from Fozzy, and Ruby Soho had Rancid play her theme live, which, I mean, is the actual artist behind her theme, Ruby Soho, by Rancid. So it was really cool to see Rancid perform Ruby Soho's entrance live. And overall, I thought this was a pretty good match. Definitely thought this was a good match. And surprisingly, there was actually no interference from Britt Baker. I was actually shocked. I was actually really shocked. She legit beat Ruby Soho on her own. Ruby Soho was able to get out of the lockjaw. Went for an avalanche victory roll. Had it at first, but then Britt Baker reversed it. Reversed the pin. Got the 1, 2, 3. This was what I was afraid of, but looking at it now, we can't really be surprised that this is the outcome they went with. They went with a couple to win both the men and women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament. And then they had the ceremony afterwards where Martha Hart came down to present not only the trophy, but also 2 separate championships. One for Adam Cole, one for Britt Baker. And then, of course, they celebrated, and the crowd showed their love and respects. The winners showed their love and respect. And it looks like it's been announced that this Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament looks like it's going to be a yearly thing, which is great. I think that's great. So AEW has this yearly tournament now. And I think that's cool that they're going to continue to honor the late Owen Hart and just all that they've done for his wife, Dr. Martha Hart. So yeah, I think that's good. So kudos to Tony Khan. Going to continue to do this tournament. Looks like it's going to be a yearly thing. So, hey, I love it. Next up, we had the mixed trios match. We had America's Top Team, made up of Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant, going up against Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conte. Of course, Ty Conte came out as like Maleficent. And of course, her and Sammy had make-out sessions throughout the whole freaking match. Which, honestly, I'm not really surprised. I mean, I felt like that team was going to implode. And surely enough, it did. But, I mean, I can't really be surprised at the outcome. I mean, if anything, it just sucked that Sammy inadvertently super kicked Ty Conte. It's funny because that was pretty much what happened not too long ago when she ate a super kick from Penta. So, dang, she's taken a couple of kicks to the face lately. It's kind of bad luck for Ty Conte. But at the end of the day, America's Top Team got the victory, and it looks like this is going to set up a feud between Frankie Kazarian and Sammy Guevara. So, which, I mean, Kazarian at one point was like, screw y'all. Y'all handle it. During the match. Which, I mean, Can't really blame him. But as far as the match itself, it was pretty entertaining. Actually, it was a pretty entertaining match. I'll say that. It was pretty entertaining. Okay, we had Darby Allin versus Kyle O'Reilly singles match. This was a good match, although still scares me sometimes when Darby Allin goes for those suicide dives, because man, the way he just goes so fast and it just looks so dangerous. But it was back and forth, but Kyle O'Reilly was able to get the victory, hitting a diving knee drop to get the 1-2-3 on Darby Allin. It was a close match, back and forth. But this was Kyle O'Reilly's time to shine. But yeah, it was a great match. Definitely a great match. Alright, we had the AEW Women's World Championship match. Serena Deeb challenging Thunder Rosa. And Thunder Rosa, I was really loving her entrance and ring gear that she came out with. Thought was really cool. And you know, it was definitely back and forth between both these ladies. Both these ladies looked very strong in this match. And it was good. It was really good. But ultimately, Thunder Rosa was able to superplex Serena Deeb and then transition into her Fire Thunder driver for the 1-2-3. That was a nice finish. That was a really nice finish with that. But definitely both these ladies look great. And I'm pretty sure it is not over between these two ladies. But, I mean, it would have been way too early for Thunder Rosa to lose the title. Although, I am convinced that Serena Deeb will be AEW Women's Champion at some point. Just not now. Just not now. Okay, next up we had the Anarchy in the Arena match, which was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and Jon Moxley against the Jericho Appreciation Society. Here's my thing about this. Like, I mean, did a bell ever ring? Like, I don't even remember a bell ever ringing. Not to mention, Wild Thing was on loop for like at least, 15, 20 minutes or something like that? Until Jericho unplugged the soundboard. But yeah, it was on loop. For the first 15, 20 minutes. It was crazy. But, it had that the Warriors sort of kind of brawl to it. And it just, I don't know. It just felt like a lot of just random brawling. I mean, there were no rules even mentioned. There was not really, I'm not going to say there wasn't any build-up, but just, it would have been nice to get more, like a more detailed idea of what's Anarchy in the Arena. Like, is it pinfall, submissions? It wasn't even mentioned until, middle of the match. But, it was crazy. Folks bloody up everywhere, and when it was all said and done, Jake Hager had Bryan Danielson choked out to the point where he passed out, and referee Aubrey Edwards had no choice but to stop the match and award the victory to the Jericho Appreciation Society. Was kind of surprised. I did not expect them to pull this off. And then there was a segment where Eddie Kingston coming down to the ring looking like a zombie with a tank of gas, and was gonna literally pour it all over Jericho and got some on Bryan Danielson and was gonna set him on fire, but Bryan Danielson stopped him, and then they brawled for a bit. So you could pretty much say, I guess, if it wasn't for that happening, they probably would have won, but you know how Eddie Kingston is, all crazy and everything. Um, we had the AEW tag team titles on the line, triple threat. Jurassic Express versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Team Taz of Powerhouse Hobbs and Absolute Ricky Starks. This was a great match. This was definitely a great match. Really got to see all three teams showcased. Of course, Christian did interfere, which I expected. I was actually shocked to see Jurassic Express retain. I did not think they would retain. I was under the impression that Christian was going to turn heel, but Jurassic Express, they retained. They surprisingly retained. And I know there's some folks that were saying that they're probably going to stay champs and then FTR is going to dethrone them, but it's like, FTR already has 2 sets of titles. You know, like, I said it before, I'll say it again. You know, the whole double, triple champions, like, that should be rare. That should be rare. That shouldn't be, you know, it happens and then, you know, not too long afterwards it happens again. You know, double champions, like double title holders should be rare. You know what I mean? I really feel like that should be rare. We shouldn't be seeing that so much. Every time we turn around, there's double champions. I mean, WWE already has 2 sets of double champions in the bloodline. So it's like, just double champions, just, to me, it's gotten to the point where it's gotten overrated. It's gotten so overrated. I mean, it was nice when it was like once in a blue moon, but now that you see it so much, it's like, dang, it's so overrated. So, I don't know. That's just my thing. I hope it's not FTR. I hope it's a different team, because it's like, they already got 2 sets of titles. And I understand that they're from different promotions, but at the same time, those 2 sets of tag titles have been defended on AEW before. So, I could see if they had never been defended on AEW, but they have. You know, just like with Kenny Omega, when he had the AEW Championship and the Impact World Championship. Same thing. So, that's all I'm saying. It's gotten to the point where it's gotten overrated, you know? But it is what it is. And then the main event, the AEW World Championship. CM Punk challenges Hangman Adam Page. And this match was full of botches as well, especially on, you know, the buckshot lariats and, you know, some of the GTS attempts. But yeah, there were some botches in this match. Hangman went to go take the title and was going to use it on CM Punk, especially after the referee got knocked down. But he declined, decided to go for another buckshot lariat. CM Punk countered, GTS, 1, 2, 3. And CM Punk is your new AEW World Champion. Man, CM Punk as a world champion, that's something we have not seen in ages. CM Punk, a world champion in professional wrestling, we have not seen in ages. Now, I know a lot of folks feel like he won this title way too quick. If you ask me, I still think Hangman's title run wasn't as great as it could have been. I still feel like it could have been better. Not saying that he was a terrible champion, but I just felt like it still could have been better. But what really surprised me is that CM Punk didn't cheat. He didn't cheat to win. I was kind of thinking he was going to heal it up and cheat to win, but he certainly didn't. He did not cheat. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. What happens with Hangman Adam Page? Does he, because he had second thoughts, didn't hit him with the belt, and it ended up costing him. So we'll have to see what happens. But CM Punk, AEW World Champion. Also, the other piece of exciting news that took place. Andrade El Idolo not only just recently got married to Charlotte Flair, so congratulations to them, but he has signed a new business partner. And I am so excited for his AEW debut. El Toro Blanco, Roosh, former ROH World Champion Roosh, has partnered with Andrade El Idolo and is all elite. Los Ingobernables. In AEW, anyone? I am so excited for Roosh in AEW. And I think him and Andrade together, I think we're going to see a resurgence of Andrade with Roosh along his side. Oh, it's, man. Just imagine if they could get Dragon Lee as well. Oh. Just imagine if they could get Dragon Lee and have him, Roosh, and Andrade El Idolo. Oh, that's another faction right there. That's a trios right there. That's a trios right there. Let's go. I would love to see that. Let's go. I am so excited about Roosh in AEW. I've actually gotten a chance to see Roosh live at a ROH event. There was even a segment in the match I got to fist bump with him. Because he saw I had on a LIJ shirt. Fist bump with him. Thought that was cool. But yeah, Roosh is an excellent wrestler. Intense guy. Love his demeanor. Love his attitude. I am excited for Roosh in AEW. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So from Double or Nothing, we got to see debuts of Athena, Stokely Hathaway. I guess you can officially say Wardlow since he's all elite. And Roosh. So I'm excited. I am so excited. Overall, pretty good pay-per-view, but I would not pick it over last year's Double or Nothing, to be honest with you. I still think last year's Double or Nothing was better. Anyway, so before I go, let's take a look at the current standings of the Best of Super Juniors 29 for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, so they still got two or three shows left to finish up the blocks. I think everybody has one match left, and then that... Well, actually, no. I think two shows are left, because there's a show tomorrow, and then the finals. Because everybody, I believe, only has one match left. So, anyway, let's look at the standings for the A block. So, with 6 points, it's Clark Connors, Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, Yoshinobu Kanemaru. All have 6 points and are mathematically eliminated. So, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, he had wins over Taiji Ishimori, Sho, Hiromu Takahashi, but he lost to Ace Austin, Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Francesco Akira, and Yo. His final match will be against Ryusuke Taguchi. Alright, Ryusuke Taguchi. He has beaten Francesco Akira, Ace Austin, and Yo, but has lost to Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Hiromu Takahashi, Sho, and Taiji Ishimori. And his final match will be against Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Francesco Akira. He has defeated Sho, Yo, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, but he has lost to Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Hiromu Takahashi, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Taiji Ishimori. And his final match will be against Ace Austin. And then Clark Connors, he has defeated Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, but he's lost to Ace Austin, Hiromu Takahashi, Sho, Yo, and Taiji Ishimori. Okay. Alex Zane, Sho, and Yo, all three have 8 points and are also mathematically eliminated. So Yo, he has victories over Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Hiromu Takahashi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, but he's lost to Ace Austin, Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Taiji Ishimori. And his final match will be against Sho. Sho, he's defeated Ace Austin, Clark Connors, Hiromu Takahashi, Ryusuke Taguchi, but he's lost to Alex Zane, Francesca Akira, Taiji Ishimori, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and his final match will be against Yo. Alex Zane, he has defeated Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, Sho, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, but he's lost to Ace Austin, Hiromu Takahashi, Taiji Ishimori, and Yo. His final match will be against Clark Connors. Alright, tied at 10 points is Ace Austin and Hiromu Takahashi. So Ace Austin, he has beaten Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Taiji Ishimori, Yo, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. He's lost to Hiromu Takahashi, Sho, and Ryusuke Taguchi. His final match is against Francesco Akira. And Hiromu Takahashi, he has beaten Ace Austin, Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, but he's lost to Sho, Yo, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. His final match is against Taiji Ishimori. And then, sitting at the top with 12 points, Taiji Ishimori. Bone Soldier. Let's see. He has defeated Alex Zane, Clark Connors, Francesco Akira, Ryusuke Taguchi, Sho, Yo, but he's lost to Ace Austin and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And his final match is against Hiromu Takahashi. So, Taiji Ishimori, Hiromu Takahashi, and Ace Austin, all three of them still have a chance to make it to the finals for Block A. So let's take a look at Ace Austin. His final match is against Francesco Akira. So Ace Austin needs to win his match, and then he needs Hiromu to beat Taiji Ishimori. And that way, well, actually, no. Hold up. Hold up. Uh, Wait a minute. Actually, wait, can Ace Austin still win? I don't know if Ace Austin can still do it because, see, he can get 12 points by beating Francisco Akira, but Hiromu's final match is against Taiji Ishimori. And the thing is, if Hiromu wins, he technically owns the tiebreaker over Ace Austin. So I don't even think Ace Austin can pull it off. Actually, but Ace Austin holds the tiebreaker over Taiji Ishimori. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So if Ace Austin and Hiromu win, hold up. This is confusing now. So if Ace Austin wins, he'll have 12 points. He's beaten Taiji Ishimori, but he's already lost to Hiromu Takahashi. And then Hiromu, if Hiromu beats Ishimori, I think if Hiromu wins, then I think he goes to the finals. Because he owns the victory over Taiji Ishimori and he owns the tiebreaker over Ace Austin. So I think all Hiromu has to do is beat Ishimori. But of course, if Taiji Ishimori wins, I mean, he pretty much, regardless if Ace Austin wins, if Taiji Ishimori wins, then he wins the A block. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I may have to look more into that and see if Ace Austin still even has a chance. I don't think he does, but I'll have to look into it. Anyway, let's look at Block B. So, Block B. So, Doki, Bushi, Teton, and Master Wato all have 6 points and are mathematically eliminated. Doki has victories over Bushi, El Lindaman, El Phantasmo, but has lost to El Desperado, Robbie Eagles, TJP, Teton, and Wheeler Yuta. His final match is against Master Wato. Let's see. Bushi defeated El Desperado, Master Wato, Robbie Eagles. But he's lost to Doki, El Phantasmo, TJP, Teton, and Wheeler Yuta. Teton has defeated Bushi, Doki, TJP, but he's lost to El Desperado, El Lindaman, El Phantasmo, Master Wato, and Wheeler Yuta. Then Master Wato has defeated El Lindaman, Robbie Eagles, and Teton, but he's lost to Bushi, El Desperado, El Phantasmo, TJP, and Wheeler Yuta. Okay. Wheeler Yuta, El Lindaman, and TJP are tied with 8 points, and they, too, are mathematically eliminated. Wheeler Yuta has victories over Bushi, Doki, Master Wato, and Teton, but has lost to El Desperado, El Lindaman, El Phantasmo, and Robbie Eagles. His final match will be against TJP. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Doki's final match is against Master Wato. Bushi's final match is against El Lindemann. Teton's final match is against Robbie Eagles. And Master Wato's final match is against Doki. Wheeler Yuta's final match is against TJP. Okay, I'm caught up now. El Lindemann has victories over El Desperado, TJP, Teton, and Wheeler Yuta. But he's lost to Doki, El Phantasmo, Master Wato, and Robbie Eagles. His final match will be against Bushi. TJP has defeated Bushi, Doki, Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, but has lost to El Desperado, El Lindemann, El Phantasmo, and Teton. And his final match is against Wheeler Yuta. Alright, El Desperado and Robbie Eagles are both tied at 10. El Desperado has defeated Doki, Master Wato, TJP, Teton, and Wheeler Yuta, but he's lost to Bushi, El Lindemann, and Robbie Eagles. His final match is against El Phantasmo. And Robbie Eagles, he has defeated Doki, El Desperado, El Lindemann, El Phantasmo, and Wheeler Yuta. He's lost to Bushi, Master Wato, and TJP. His final match is against Teton. And then sitting at the top with 12 points is El Phantasmo. El Phantasmo has beaten Bushi, El Lindemann, Master Wato, TJP, Teton, and Wheeler Yuta. He's lost to Doki and Robbie Eagles. His final match is against El Desperado. Okay. So for Block B, El Phantasmo, all he has to do is beat El Desperado and he wins the B block and goes to the finals. Let's see, Robbie Eagles, his final match is against Teton. See, Robbie Eagles has victories over Phantasmo and Desperado. So if Robbie Eagles wins, so in order for Robbie Eagles to win the B block, he has to hope El Desperado beats El Phantasmo, and then Robbie Eagles has to win his match. If that can happen, then Robbie Eagles will win B block. And for Desperado, he can still win it if he can beat Phantasmo and if Robbie Eagles can lose to Teton. Then Desperado will win the B block. But I think the A block is a little bit more trickier. But still very close. Still very close. Like I said, tomorrow I believe is the final match before the finals. And I think that's going to set everything in stone. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What did y'all think about AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know your thoughts. And who do y'all think is going to win? Well, first off, who do you think is going to make it to the finals for the Best of Super Juniors? And who do you think is going to win the Best of Super Juniors? I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's either going to be Taiji Ishimori or Robbie Eagles. That's my guess. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Whew. Hope everybody has a blessed Memorial Day evening. This is Blitzball Champ signing off for another Pro Wrestling Talk. Brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. Hope everybody enjoys their evening, and I will see y'all next time. Peace out. Love y'all.